Hey, you chickadees. I'm Lay Rooster. You're in the hen house. We got a Star Trek Fleet Command new roadmap update for October. So that sucker dropped and dropped yesterday, and I wanted to get out to you. I was a little tied up at work and stuff, so I wanted to get that information out to you as soon as I could, so we could go through it and look. They got some exciting stuff coming out and different things like that. So it could be pretty cool. And if we check that out, let's see what's this. Oh, wait, where's Lay Rooster? Did he find him? Oh, there I am again. What? Oh, I'm gone. That's right. Cloaking is coming into the system, and it'll just be like Lay Rooster disappearing on your screen and everything. Let's see. Well, let's see what it's really like, because who knows? But here is the blog from within the game, and you could tell they wanted to talk to us, and periodically they keep saying like down here. They say, "Oh, go to our blog post." So instead, what we're going to do, instead of reviewing it from the in-game, we are going to go to the blog post. Bam! There it is, and look, because we got a lot better pictures. In fact, some of the stuff that they only allude to in the text. So if you haven't checked that out, that's at StarTrekFleetCommand.com, where they're trying to really push. They've got the new store and all that, which actually we're going to talk about here. And so let's see, let's make this a little bigger, and let's maximize that for you so you can see the store, and let's talk about it. So excited to give you a look at some exciting content for 2021 and 22. Let's see. They said, well, we've released, I'm going to skip some of the beginning parts as we go through. They are noting they've released the away teams with the traits and the second they said, and here, this is kind of leading. We've also launched the second research queue, and we've made some improvements to G4 balancing. You're like, huh? Queue? Yeah. Okay. Yes, I remember that. We have it. Last but not least, the Exocomp consumables were added in August, and they would like people to use them more. Check out my Exocomp guide if you're curious about those little buggers, and get them working in your favor. Let's see. Sounds like they're going to add new ones based on your feedback and suggestions. That may be blog code for. We know y'all don't seem to like it or have embraced it quite as much as we'd like, so we'll be taking some feedback to improve that. But it's got some good structure to it. So let's see what happens. Maybe they'll change it where you can actually use the exocomps when your ships are out of dock, or when you've already started a research or a build. That would be a huge improvement. So we'll see on that. Let's see. Now let's talk about the future. As always, details may change, as may the order and timing of their eventual release, but we hope you'll enjoy another sneak peek into the future. Okay, they appreciate our passion and our love for Star Trek and Star Trek Fleet Command. So let's see. So again, they started. Rev noted on this. They're starting with the PC and the web store, which is something that's already live, and they're like, "Hey, this is in our roadmap," but it's more like, "Hey, it's our slam dunk. We already did this. Look, we delivered. We said it was coming, and well, actually, you already delivered, so you put it in. But anyway, so the game is they have the web store and the PC version of this. Now, honestly, this is a big deal. I know for me, the Scopely ID allowed me to move things off of an iOS device and be able to play on BlueStacks and back and forth, which helped my streaming and enjoyment of the game. And then the PC app, once they finally got it to the live version, it really they ironed out a lot of the bugs and put in some of the bells and whistles that makes it really enjoyable. And I play it whenever I have a choice to play it as opposed to my tablet. It's on the PC, and I think it runs really well. So that is good. Then we have the web store. In the long term, we would like to make Starflick, StarTrekFleetCommand.com, and the web store, which is store.starflick. They want you to go to the store, by the way. More than just a hub for our game, a place where you can look for leaderboards, special events, guides, and more. Be sure to visit the new website and stay tuned. So we could see content creator stuff. I don't know if you know anyone who makes videos about Star Trek. Maybe they'll put links to some of that stuff here, put different information, and make it a bit of a community, kind of like a Discord of sorts. We'll see. Hopefully, I'm here for you. All right, so on the bigger screen. Now, again, notes with the store. I know that people were a little annoyed that only the PC app users were able to get to the store and get the multi-phasic credits. It is, they do pay a huge cut to Apple and Android whenever we buy things through Apple or Android devices, through the Google Store and the Apple Store. So by moving it to their web store, they have to pay a lot less of the cut, meaning they make a lot more money, so they don't mind giving us a few dribs and drabs of multiphasic credits. I'm sure they're making a lot more than what we're getting in multiphasic credits, but I do like the multiphasic credits, or at least the opportunity to earn some of those. I'm curious what you think. Put your comments down below. And I know with Google, the Google App Store gives you some Google coins, and that you can cash in sometimes in some of these games. I do that with like Marvel Strike Force and things like that. So I like it, and I don't mind as long as the payment is secure, and everything. I don't mind, and we'll see. Well, hopefully, the customer service is also as good. We'll see. Let's scroll on down. Ship cloaking. I was hiding from you, and now I'm here. Let's see. What's the thing missing from Romulan and Klingon ships? That's right, a cloaking device. For the last year, we have been working hard on acquiring this technology and getting it on these starships. Starting soon, you'll be able to equip cloaking devices on your ships and be invisible to the naked eye of your opponents. Here we can see Romulan ship and some. There's a D4 in there as well. So Augur and D4 kind of moving into cloaking and coming out of cloaking, that sort of thing, which is, that's classic Star Trek. We talked about this on my alliance. Some of the folks being like, why can't we cloak? And they're like, yeah, you're right. I mean, we should be able to. Now the question is, who are your opponents? This game has PvP. Are we going to have that people can cloak? And what is that going to mean for PvP dynamics? Or is it just going to affect? Is it just going to affect hostiles and PvE? Is this going to help those of you who are not tri-faction locked? Which make sure you're trying to dual faction lock if you're working, and come on stream or in videos and ask how. So we can talk about unlocking and locking those different factions. Maybe you can cloak when you're in a hostile environment or in the augment place and you don't want to be bothered. Maybe I want to mine data, but it doesn't sound like I'm going to be able to cloak the Botany Bay, just the Romulan and the Klingon ships. So I'm curious about that and if it'll have impact in PvP. So let's watch that one closely. But it's cool and it's very Star Trek, so I approve of that. Let's see. Second repair queue. This is probably one of the ones I'm more excited about. After releasing the second builder and second researcher features, it made sense to also add the last part of this trio and introduce the second repair queue. We are now working on adding a permanent second repair queue, enabling you to have 2 simultaneous active ship repairs. This is huge. We got pictures. They have pictures here. The picture here shows 2 ships repairing. Now that would be cool. I think people have been talking about this for probably since the game came out, because like if a ship is docked, why can't it repair? Honestly, why can't we have 4 repair queues or 5 if you have that many docks, whatever? You're still having to load up the dock. We've talked about putting it in the hangar to repair so that you can actually get another ship out, different things like that. So everything that they do in this area to make it easier to repair is going to be useful for us. Now, I will note that they link this to the second builder and the second researcher features. So my initial impression is Scopely is going to introduce the second repair queue as something that you can buy. So I don't think it's going. I think it's going to be a pay-to-play mechanic. And we'll be able to buy it. Now, I think one of them we bought for like $5 and another for $20 when they came out. So what's this one going to be? Hopefully this isn't the one they think is worth 50 or 100. Although, honestly, this is a mechanic that should be free. Like I said, at the very least, we should be able to repair on all our docks at the time. We're already tying them up with the repair time. So some thoughts, put them down below in the comments and let me know. And let's watch and see. Maybe Scopely will surprise me and it'll be free and included to everyone. I would love to see that. I just expect this to be sold the way that it's being packaged. So let's see. It's not like I'm Nostradamus. I'm just been aware of capitalism in games for a while. So let's see. All right. Officer presets. Again, another thing we've been at. They were talking about this in the last roadmap. I think check out my last roadmap video. It's in YouTube in the past. Many of you have been asking for this a long time, and with our officer roster crossing so many amazing officers, our officer roster crossing, so there's a lot of officers. We are working on introducing officer presets to the game. Officer presets will allow you to create and select specific crew loadouts to your ships, which will simplify your ship loadout management and allow faster and better rotations on deck. All right. Well, again, we've been wanting this one since the game came out because we had too many officers even back then. You want to have your hostile crews, your PvP crews, your different types of armada crews. Now that we have all of the next generation with your Rikers and your Picards and your Beverly Crushers and your Troys and all that are faction specific and your faction specific hunting officers, it would be really nice to have loadouts of this stuff. This is a thing that they have in plenty on Scopely's other game, Marvel Strike Force, where we have like blitz teams and different preset teams so that you can use them in different arenas, whether it's like arena or blitz. Anyway, you do need to have these loadouts. So clearly, we have times where we want to load a certain ship several different ways with those officers, and um, and if you're not sure, come check us out on the live streams on Twitch and on YouTube so that we can talk about officers and who you should be using for what and when. But we have more options now that makes it a little more confusing. And that darn carousel is the hardest thing to flip through and find things as it gets larger and larger. We need more ways to sort through. But if we can kind of get those pre-made teams, that will be a huge help. So I support this idea. Let's see, cross server and server versus server events, SVS. All right. Territory capture allowed you and your alliance to battle it out and gain control over a portion of the galaxy in your server. We are looking to expand this capability and create some unique events across servers or universes, they say. This will allow you and your alliance to battle other players on different servers for either specific leaderboards or fully blown battles as you temporarily invade their inverse, I think they mean universe, or defend against their invasion into yours. The possibilities for new events around this functionality are numerous, and we're excited to explore them with you. Okay. This does sound intriguing and interesting. There are some of the different, when we look at the mobile war games that are out there, even things like Game of War, right? And all that. And actually, what I'm thinking of now is the Vikings game that's been around for several years. They had this feature in there. So, where you'd have a kind of a thing typically on a weekend when they know the player base is going to be in and high, where it's like you're going to be invaded by this server and we're going to battle it out. And so the servers, some interesting things. The server leadership, tends to have to kind of come up with a way to play together. There's a lot of jerks that kind of bully their way through the Star Trek universe. It seems at times, so it'll be interesting for those folks to actually learn, hopefully, to play with one another. But it will be the kind of thing that's required if you want to be on the winning end of leaderboards and server versus server things. So and it might be like a 2-day thing, and like I can tell you examples from like the Vikings game that I used to participate in a while back would be we'd go over to the other server through some like provided ports. We'd have goals to like getting points by mining different types of resources. Sound like familiar? Mine resources and get points, but mining resources in the other universe. And of course, them mining in your universe. So you can either spend time trying to gank them and maybe get OPL, but get points and stop them from mining. They're doing the same thing for you. So you're having to figure out how to do it. It usually led to a lot of active mining and running and bopping around and all that, but it was kind of fun. So I don't think that's bad. The only other thing, of course, is with it being a mobile game and all that, with the Krakens and the whales, if you don't have a fairly equivalent Kraken and whale population on the both servers that go against, then you really there needs to be a lot of equity because the pay to win feature is going to be really big here. And you don't. It is not going to be fun to be on the super losing end if you're like, wow, the legacy server with all its Krakens is going against one of the new servers. Hopefully they're smarter than that. We just don't really want to have to go through the growing pains of that. So Scopely, keep an eye out on that. And if you've played some of these other server versus server type events like this Vikings game and other things like that, let me know in the comments your thoughts. Did you find that intriguing? Did you just shield up and hide, hide and not do it? Or was it something that, was a good day to die, and Klingon battle lust came out, let's see. Upcoming Star Trek IP. Here we go. TNG's first arc just finished in 2022. We'll continue to bring familiar faces to Star Trek Fleet Command. As our galaxy continues to expand, we're excited to share more news with you in the coming months about upcoming additions to the game, like how you and your alliance will be able to explore deep space together. Keep your big earlobes open. What in the world could they say? If you're not reading this on the blog, you don't see the pictures. And look at that Deep Space Nine beautiful picture with "Live Long and Prosper." Now, we've been talking about this. It makes sense. Deep Space Nine came out right, after the Next Generation, right? So that would make sense chronologically. Um, also, I'm excited about this because I just want to see all the arcs kind of represented and see them kind of play through with us options. I think putting these in deep space, maybe where we have deep space, will make sense. Maybe putting them somewhere else too. I don't know. One of the things we're wondering about, and we've talked about on some of my streams, is the idea of officer presets or being able to dock at one of the deep space stations and be able to completely change out your officers, whether that's I can rotate the officers in their captain and officer set and below decks and above decks when I'm docked at a deep space station. Um, will we get that kind of feature? Would you, what kind of things could you do? I think that could be an interesting thing that might help us, and it might be nice. Although as we get more and more officers, you start not needing uh, some of the features aren't as needed. So I'm just curious if that's going to be something that comes into play. What can we do? Can we repair at a deep space place so that it happens to be closer than where we're working? Can you repair? Can you build? Can you do something to benefit your officers, like going on some away missions or getting a little R&R on a station, that sort of thing? What do those things do? I am excited though to see more of this, and I wanted to make sure I reviewed it and brought that here to you. So I'm on Twitch at lay_rooster on Twitch TV. So remember the underscore there. I don't have it here on YouTube, but that way you can find me. I'm on there pretty much every day. I'm about to log off here, upload this video, and then I'll be playing Star Trek Fleet Command Saturday morning on Twitch. Sunday mornings I do a live stream here on YouTube. Sunday mornings about 9 a.m. Pacific with Star Trek Fleet Command on YouTube live streaming. So you can get me on both platforms, and I hope you do. I hope you follow. Make sure you like and subscribe, get more information. I'll be eagerly waiting for the next arc and reviewing arc review notes like this when the next arc comes live, as well as detailed guides about the new mechanics that they may release. There's going to be something, and we'll talk about it. But come hang out. We have a lot of fun hanging out and streaming both on Twitch and on YouTube. I hope to see you. I hope you'll subscribe and give a thumbs up. And I will see you soon. You guys take care and cock-a-doodle-doo.